Hello, my name is Kane Munro and today I'm talking about business and life advice in song lyrics. So just what are today's lyrics? Now, most people don't like to disappoint others, and worrying about disappointing others is actually a sign that you care. And of course, that's a really positive thing. It is sometimes a fine line though. For some people, the fear of disappointing others can be so deep and so constant that anytime they need to interact with others, they actually experience some physical symptoms, things like anxiety and fear. And I used to work with a guy whose happiness was based almost entirely on the constant validation that he was doing a good job, that he wasn't disappointing other people, that he wasn't stuffing up. It was a really difficult life for him to live, as his happiness was pinned to what somebody else thought of him. And no, I'm actually not talking about myself, because sometimes I actually have the opposite problem. And I actually think this guy is still chasing that validation to this very day. This need for validation, or at least the need to not disappoint others, is a negative emotion that can actually erode your happiness and your self-esteem. Head nod to last week's lyrics. The fear of disappointing others usually originates way back in our childhood. When we were kids, we basically had to please those who were bigger, stronger, and more powerful than us, aka our parents and our family. And this is especially true for older generations who weren't told the sun shines out of their behinds. Head nod to a Smith's lyric there. Now, I can tell you that I still remember the disappointment of my mother when I was 16 and I snuck out to play a game of soccer when she explicitly asked me not to. Well, of course, there should be a few people whose opinion matters to you, but these same people should be the ones who also love you almost unconditionally. So outside of those few people whose opinions actually may matter to you, it's important to remember that if your goal is to please everyone, then you're setting yourself up to fail. And this is because when we are afraid of disappointing people, we rely on what we believe the other person's expectations are, and we cannot know what they are. We all have different values, so we measure everything from success to happiness completely differently. So it's almost impossible to please everyone, and nor should that be something that you actually aim for. Now, I understand that sometimes there is no easy way to overcome the constant feeling of disappointing people or the need for validation, that need for validation of doing well. If you're really struggling, then just remember one thing. Disappointment is temporary. Your friend isn't going to stop being your mate simply because you had to cancel dinner with them. It's the same. Your boss isn't going to sack you for making a minor mistake that they found and they had to fix. That's why they're your boss. And your mum isn't going to disown you if you don't want to break a rule of the pandemic to see them. And if they do, well, they can basically get stuffed. You deserve better from people. Equally, they deserve better from you if you're the one projecting your disappointment onto them. We're all doing our best, and that's all for today. I'll be back next week with more advice in song lyrics. So until then, stay safe, stay well, and if you have any COVID symptoms, go and get a COVID test, because if you don't, then after 15 months of being told what to do, that is really disappointing.